All right, we are live, everybody. So, welcome back. Um,
Hi everyone.
so, today we're going to be doing conversation 42, and we're going to be talking a little bit about UFOs because I know it's been, um, out in media often recently. So, we just kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on.
And
So,
I just feel like in general it's always been around.
you know what? We went back and we were kind of looking at like UFO sightings, and it seems to me like UFOs have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Um, and there has been, evidence, drawings, writings about UFO sightings from like back in like the BC
Yeah,
era.
like way back.
So I don't know, like it's pretty interesting. I mean, how can people just make up stuff, And it's like a constant throughout the years, throughout the decades, that people continue to talk about UFOs.
Yeah, something similar.
Right. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's the
The
years.
lights, the lights in the sky, um the how fast they are, like what they do, the maneuvers, all that. It's all like the same story
Yeah.
over and over. So
Similar
it's kind of like
description.
I don't know. I find that very interesting and very like it's kind of like I don't know, like believable. Because how can somebody just be saying the same? Like how can so many people
Yeah.
be saying the same lie?
Yeah, over
People
and
that don't know
over
each other, right? Yeah.
throughout the years. Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think, Aileen? Do you think UFOs are real?
You know, the way I think about it, like UFOs, unidentified flying objects, right? Like I feel like that could be anything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, people, they jump into the like
They jump the gun?
yeah, into the alien conclusion, and I feel like an unidentified flying object can be an unidentified flying object. You know what I mean? Like um something that's not yours.
So it
Right?
could be
Something that you're not familiar with, but maybe it's somebody else's
technology.
creation of a more advanced technology,
Yeah.
Um,
Do you believe there's UFOs?
like how we mentioned, like objects that are unidentified. Yeah, I
No. Do
feel.
you believe that there are like alien spacecrafts visiting us from another planet or another galaxy or dimension, whatever it is?
Well, you know what? I feel like okay, we're in space. I mean, we're not in space. My bad. But we're on Earth. But like, we have space,
Mm-hmm.
and we
And
don't.
it's vast.
Yeah, and it's vast and it's endless, and we don't know anything about it. So like, I mean, what can you expect? Like you're.
Because some people say, okay, so there's like many theories to what they could be. I mean, I personally I believe that there are extraterrestrials visiting our planet, and these amazing spacecrafts with amazing technology. Um, because it's kind of like I don't believe that we are the only living creatures or beings in this whole galaxy. Like I believe
Yeah.
that there could be other beings like far away or even close that we can't really. I mean, it's just I don't know.
I mean,
A
I
lot.
I feel like it's the same thing with the ocean.
Yeah.
And how you keep finding
We
new
keep finding new
species.
species. Yeah.
And it's like you just don't know because yeah, we have all this vast space that hasn't even been explored completely to its full extent, and just anything can be possible.
So where I was going with that was that not it doesn't necessarily like how you said it doesn't necessarily have to be an extraterrestrial
Yeah.
from another planet. Some people like some theories are that maybe it's us from a future dimension with higher technology.
Maybe like a parallel universe.
Right? Or it could be maybe just other nations with advanced technology, more advanced than ours. It could be just maybe like somebody was driving somewhere and they happen to see a flying object on, past
Yeah.
their through the sky, and then it's probably like a debris. It could be debris. It could be, like shooting stars,
Yeah.
comets. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's so many things that it could be. But what's intriguing to me is that our own government has been, you know, experiencing these UFOs, these unidentified objects, and capturing images and videos of it. And they themselves are amazed on how fast they are and how big they are and how they can maneuver the technology that they're using. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, like things like that, if they were to identify it as like, oh, this isn't ours, but what's to say it's not like somebody else's?
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's where I feel like I'm trying to like.
And that's definitely a possibility. I mean, what if there really isn't any UFOs coming
Yeah.
coming from space, and it's just, I mean, because there's so many people that are capable of creating so many like different things that
There's geniuses.
right, and
You
we
know?
can't just like, I mean, they created the drone, dude. Like
Yeah, I mean,
back in our day, like back in the 90s, 80s, you would have never thought, oh, a drone.
yeah, or like even the electrical car. You know what I mean?
Like the Tesla.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
runs on its own, that
Drives its
yeah,
own. Yeah.
who would have thought? But it's things that humans are capable of doing, with their own genius.
True.
And I just feel like a lot of people limit themselves to like aliens. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and what they picture what aliens look like, and it's like, what if they don't look like that?
Yeah.
You
I
just
mean,
yeah.
and so the other interesting thing is that all these sightings, people have been seeing different objects, right? But it's not always the same, shape. Like they come in different shapes. So it's kind of interesting how like there's the triangles, there's the tic tac ones, there's the circular ones.
Yeah.
So it's not just a one size fits all when it comes to UFO, or the little sombrero, UFO that like just flies around like a flying disc.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they vary.
Yeah.
So
And there's people that have taken footage, home footage. I mean, we actually, do you want to share our story?
yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't remember what year that was. Yeah, it was more than
I want to
a
say,
decade.
yeah, like
more than that.
we, so maybe like 2000, in the 2000s.
Yeah, in the 2000s.
2000s.
We were outside, I believe, or we went outside because we had witnessed something, right? Like some type of light.
Right. So, okay.
Story
So,
time.
this happened back in the 2000s when we lived in Los Angeles. So there was a like an object. So I woke up in the middle of the night, right? And there was like a bright light that was hovering above the houses, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What is that?" And so I woke up my family. I woke up my sisters, and I was like, "Hey, there's an alien like outside." And so it was just this giant like orb light, and it was right above the houses. And then I was like, dude, I'm gonna take out my camera and I'm gonna record this, okay? So I was recording it, and do you remember like you woke up, you
Yeah.
saw it?
Yeah, I remember stepping out because I saw her recording it, and yeah, I remember seeing a light in the sky, and the thing I remember the most was seeing a helicopter try to get close to that light, and the light just like it shined.
Flickered?
Yeah,
Like,
it
flickered?
shined like brighter. So I guess it almost blindsided the helicopter, and the helicopter was like, "Oh no, I can't get any close. I can't even see where I'm going." So they decided to back up, and I thought that was strange.
Right.
I like wasn't understanding what was going on.
Yeah, it was weird. And
yeah,
we
it
had
was
footage of
weird.
it, but I mean, I have to go through my old VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And I know my grandpa was notorious for like taking our videos and like recording them
Yeah,
on top of them. So I'm pretty sure he did that. But
hopefully we have
Yeah.
a little bit left.
So I just want to say hi to Magnetic Vortex
Hello.
Renaissance. So he's or she, I don't know, he or she,
Yeah.
sending us the messages. So we just want to say hey, and
Hi.
yeah, UFOs are real. So they agree with us.
And it's very, very interesting to know that that the triangle UFOs were 80s.
80s technology.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and then the Aurora project. We don't know much about that.
Yeah.
So if you can share some intel, we would appreciate it. Okay, so that was our little like UFO little story experience. But do you want to? Okay, so we kind of wanted to share a little bit about some of the earlier UFO sightings. I don't know if you want to talk about the. We want to talk a little bit about the Roswell.
Yeah,
Roswell.
the Roswell. And I believe that's what happened in New Mexico.
Oh, hey, DW.
Hey,
nice to see you. All right, so we're talking here a little bit about aliens. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely look that up. Magnetic Vortex Renaissance. Thank you.
So I guess the Roswell, right? Roswell, New Mexico was an incident in the summer of 1947, in which a rancher named William McBrazel discovered mysterious debris in one of his New Mexico pastures, including metal rods, chunks of plastic, and unusual papery scraps. So he reported the wreckage, and soldiers from the nearby Roswell Army Air Force Base came to retrieve the materials. And news headlines claimed that it was a flying saucer that crashed in Roswell, right?
Right, that was the first. So that was what they first initially reported, that they, grabbed or found the wreckage of a flying saucer. But then they changed it.
Yeah, and military officials said it was a downed weather balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so conspiracy theories came about after that, right? Trying to prove that it was extraterrestrial. And they did, I believe, and, the Air Force provided a 231-page report of what really happened, the final report of the Roswell crash, saying that it was, hold on, a top secret military endeavor called Project Mongol, which launched high altitude balloons carrying equipment used to detect Soviet nuclear tests. So, and they provided proof for that in their report.
Wow.
So that's what they ended up saying,
that it was just like a balloon. So,
yeah.
What was interesting with that was that they actually sent, the whatever they called, who was it, the Army airfield. They came over and they looked at the wreckage, but they were saying that they found like some weird like metal type paper that was like, okay, it was like a paper that was metallic, right? And that they could fold it and that they can like crumple it into a little ball and that it would recoil back into its original like form.
Wow.
Which is insane. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Like, so, and the rancher said he took some stuff, from the wreckage, and he kind of showed his family. And then he did call, eventually to report it. They came and picked up everything and they took it. And so they ended up saying initially they called it a UFO, right? Like a flying saucer. And then after that they said, no, it's just a balloon.
Yeah.
So
I guess it disappointed many.
Yeah, and I mean, so there was an Air Force base that was like close to that ranch. So they were saying that makes sense because there was, always like flying whatever. But I mean, it could be possible. I mean, it could be possible that it was an alien spacecraft and they're just trying to cover everything up because like there was, like all these strange objects and, I don't know, it's crazy. So, so the metal is called nidal, I guess. yeah, so it's pretty interesting. And um, I don't know, like it makes sense that they would try to cover it up if it was something that was, extraterrestrial or something that was unidentified, like these new, what is it, materials that we've never even heard of or
Yeah,
seen.
elements.
So, yeah, so I mean, Roswell is one of the most famous cases of UFOs. So, yeah, what do you think? Do you
I
think it was
just
a UFO, or do you think it was
I
a
yeah,
balloon,
I don't
a
know.
spy
I feel
balloon?
like a balloon is very disappointing, right? Especially when you find things that like this element, right?
Yeah,
So, but I wonder what the purpose of covering things up is, you know?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. They don't know. Maybe they're scared. Maybe they think we're gonna be like chaos is gonna erupt and we're all gonna,
I
you
would,
know.
well, I mean, with the footage that's been released, do you feel like there was chaos amongst, the audience, amongst people?
Right.
I'm not sure, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you know. Okay. So, oops,
I feel like
sorry.
it was handled pretty well. Maybe because, it's been talked about over so many years that people maybe felt like, oh, yeah, maybe, we've always felt like they have been here.
Yeah. So, do you want to read what he said?
Okay, two reasons for incomplete disclosure of these subjects. Our planet's civilization would suffer huge social and economic upheavals and crimes against humanity. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. You know, we don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 19. So there's another one. The Project Blue Book. I kind of looked into it a little bit, but that happened in 1952, and it was like sightings, like different. I guess it was uh, throughout a few days that there were sightings of strange lights in the sky. So, and then they sent U.S. fighter jets to go check them out, and all they could see was just lights all around them. They couldn't really get close to them
Hmm.
or near them. So that was another big sighting and interesting, famous sighting of UFOs. Um, so, I mean, our government is, you
I
know,
just
experiencing all these like sightings.
I feel like, upon doing all this research, I feel like there was just an overwhelming amount of like sightings. It
Yeah,
was just like, which ones do you choose? There was just so many. And yeah, like maybe different stories, but mostly a lot of people claiming to see the same thing,
yeah,
similar. Yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. And so I feel like recently though, because I feel like back in the day it was harder for people or for the government to open up a little bit about it. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what's different now, but now I feel like there's been more talk about UFOs in media, and people that used to be looked at as, oh, you guys are crazy because you guys believe in UFOs. That's all a lie. It's all made up. Now it's like, oh, now you're seeing it in the news. Now you're hearing that our government, Navy, air pilots, everybody's like experiencing these encounters, and so now it's like, oh, maybe there is something there.
But I think maybe it's due to the fact that so many people are seeing something similar that it was just something that needed to be talked about, maybe. Like, a lot of people seeing the same thing.
Yeah. Like, so Jeff, hey. So he said the government knows what they are, and they have arrangements with agreements with extraterrestrials to exchange people for technology. That's scary.
Wow, that is scary.
So like that kind of reminds me a little bit of like the U.S. forests and the people going missing, like the missing 411. Like that's scary.
And then
If they actually do know and they're like, hey, there you go. Right?
that there will never be disclosure. If there is, then it would only be what the ETs allow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You think
I feel like they probably wouldn't be full disclosure.
so do you guys think that like these extraterrestrials are evil? I mean, obviously if they take humans, right? The black budget. Oh,
Wow.
oh. I mean, yeah, like do you guys think that these extraterrestrials, or if there is any like alien life, do you guys think that they might be evil? Like they might be, I mean, the abduction
I wonder what their purpose would be to come here and like just be here.
and like take
Yeah.
something. I mean, they
Yeah.
obviously want, I mean, but I wonder what they would want with humans.
Maybe
Like
to study as well.
that's scary.
Something that you're unfamiliar with. I mean, same thing like what I feel like us here humans would do, right? If we saw something that we didn't know.
Like
we would
Bigfoot,
want-
or like if we captured a Bigfoot, we'd study it. I mean, I don't feel like I would want to kill a Bigfoot. Like that's messed up. They're kind of like their own little like, little
But
gang.
I feel like it's the same thing with these, spacecraft, right? Like these UFOs, unidentified. I feel like um the purpose of like, keeping them would be to study them, right? To see where it's getting its power from, to just try to explain what's going on. So maybe that's the same thing,
That's crazy.
right?
Yeah. Um, so so those are some of the one of the sightings. So then recently also I wanted to talk about the some of the famous sightings that were, I guess one of them what happened in 2004 and two of them happened in 2015 where the US government, the fight, is it the fighter jets? They were recording these objects, right? That and there's videos online where you can see these little like black little objects and they're talking through their you can hear them talking saying, well, what is this? This is crazy. They're fast, and so and you can just see the little object just move really quickly, and then one of them goes in the water. Like that was crazy, and they put that all over the news. It was all over the news. They talked about it. I mean, I'm surprised that it didn't get that much media attention compared to like other things happening around the world. I mean, this is crazy, right? Wouldn't this be something that would be all over the news and people would be like, hey, like,
Yeah,
what is this? What's going on?
something we can't explain.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting comment there.
Uh-huh.
To make hybrid
Jeff?
beings combine humans and extraterrestrials, like kids are hybrids. Interesting.
I'm getting scared. Yeah, it's like it's crazy to think about, like all the stuff that they can do. I mean, we don't know what they're capable of, what kind of technologies,
Yeah, so you want me to read what Magnetic said?
Yeah.
At this stage, civilians are too intellectually and technologically feeble to detect, much less comprehend the kind of communication that's occurring amongst much more advanced species. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Scary.
I find it interesting how like there's a more advanced species. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they say that we're like at a stage one.
I know, and it's like, why do we have to be at that level though?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're not up there.
When there's aircraft that can like disappear,
And like sometimes, because I was looking at that footage and I was like, man, it kind of looks like a little like black hole, Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it kind of looked like a little black hole. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of like the Skinwalker Ranch, how they had video footage of these beings coming out of like or they had like pictures. I think it was pictures of these beings coming out of this like portal, and so it kind of looked to me like that a little bit, like a little black hole portal. I mean, I don't know. It could be a spacecraft. Who knows?
Here, they also have the ability to enter different dimensions. That is why they can appear and disappear whenever they want.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Like
dimensions.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So yeah, so we talked about the footage that they shared with the what is it, the fighter jets. So then another another one that we heard of recently was about the USS. I wrote it down. Okay, that's Roswell. I think I wrote it down on the back part. Sorry, guys. I just like to write everything down. Okay, yeah. So in 2019, the USS Omaha showed on the radar that there was 14 UFOs swarming the ship off the coast of San Diego. That's freaking crazy. How do
Yeah,
you not know what's like hovering above you?
I feel like the number was a lot, right?
14?
14, I feel like.
And they're unidentified, like we don't know what it is, but there's 14 little
Yeah, there's
things like
14 of
hanging
them.
out like above
Yeah,
your ship. Like
yeah.
that's insane. So they didn't know what that was. Disappeared. Some of them go, and then that's the other thing. We were talking about shapes, and we were talking about um, these, like Jeff said, they can come like portals. Maybe they
Yeah.
can come through portals, or maybe they come out of the water.
Yeah.
We've seen like
Well,
the
I mean, the same thing. I feel like the same thing with the black holes, right?
yeah,
Like
they could be portals.
yeah, I feel like they get you from point A to point B in a less amount of time, right? So maybe it could be something similar. I mean, if it exists in space,
Yeah,
it's definitely a possibility,
that's
right?
crazy. And like they don't know. So a lot of them, what if they do go under the ocean? We don't know. Maybe they open up a portal down there.
Yeah, I mean, the ocean is unexplored.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's just so many things we don't know.
Of it. Let's see. Let's read some of these comments because I find it interesting.
Yeah, these are some
So
interesting.
Magnetic said, as long as people are evil, they can never be allowed to have power over space, time, and matter. Which I
That's
agree
interesting.
because, like, dude, what would you do with that if you had that
Yeah,
power?
yeah, if you had that
Are you gonna
power.
use it for bad or for good? Like,
Yeah, that's true. To bring entities in from other dimensions. Interesting. Right? That kind of reminds me of what was going on with the Skinwalker Ranch, right?
mm-hmm.
Other entities coming in from other dimensions. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, that's crazy. So,
Oh, interesting.
mm-mm.
Wow. I know.
Sorry, we're just reading your
Yeah,
comments. They're interesting.
they are interesting. A lot of things we don't know about.
So Magnetic said, don't expect complete ET disclosure anytime soon because it would cause mass collapse of the wave function before the appointed time. No, this is, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just hope that if there is full disclosure that I mean, I don't even think there will be,
I
like,
don't think so
honestly.
either.
Like, and they keep trying to, like, I know that there's supposed to be a new upcoming um I guess, report that was requested by the president of, a alien, the investigations that they've done. So, but what it seems to that I've heard little, like I've read little things here and there that they're saying that the government report finds no evidence of extraterrestrial activity, but they are not ruling it out either. So that's pretty interesting. Like they're not saying that it's not extraterrestrial, but it could be like, so it's still, it keeps us like in limbo. It's like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
Don't
Like,
know.
yeah, they're just trying to kind of like be like, yeah, maybe not, maybe not, whatever. Um, and they're saying that they believe that the objects that were seen were highly advanced aircrafts developed by other nations. Um, the objects do not appear to be evidence of a secret U.S. technology. So that's the most recent information I can find, statement I can find that was government issued. So I just think it's kind of funny that they put on there. Uh, they don't be. They don't appear to be evidence of a secret U.S. technology. Why would you put that in there? Like that's just kind of like no, like saying no, it wasn't us, and then you cross your fingers. Like
I don't know. But I just feel like, if it wasn't US, how do you know it wasn't someone else,
well, that's what they're saying. They're thinking that it's another nation's like that they have very
Yeah.
high advanced technology, and if they have this type of technology, then we're screwed because it's pretty crazy, no? Wouldn't
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah, it is. And
Oh,
wow.
I don't want to see any of that.
It sounds
It
scary.
sounds scary, yeah. The extra dimensional beings from another world.
And I think maybe it's because we don't know what to do. Like we don't know how to react. If we were to see something we couldn't explain.
And like the other thing too that comes to mind is like the animal mutilation, right?
Yeah.
Like it not only does it happen, like it happens everywhere, and these animals like they're just like killed in strange ways, and there's no blood, and there's like
I just feel like the whole like Skinwalker Ranch experience,
it's kind of
seeing things that I mean they could explain, right? People that live there. Like what do you do with that? You know? What do you do with that? And then you don't want to like sound crazy because you saw something that doesn't exist.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But like I agree. Okay, so like in the chat that we're talking about, the government is hiding it from us. They know more than they say they do, and I agree with that. I think that they definitely do know more, and they're trying to keep it from humanity. Maybe they do have a contract or maybe an agreement with these extraterrestrials, and if like you guys were saying, maybe they are exchanging humans for their technology. Okay, let's say that that's the case. People would freak, right?
yeah.
Like people would like revolt over that, be like, come on, like who are you to gamble with us over technology? Like I don't know. It's just it's I don't know. It's a theory.
But maybe do you feel like they have no other option but to do that?
Or else, like you think they said you
like
do
an
this or else
situation. Like I mean, they got things we can't explain.
I mean, but well, the thing is that we don't know much about them. I don't know how much the government might know about them, but weaknesses, like, you know, let's see. Yeah.
I wonder what's up with the crashed craft.
Which one?
Right? Like if there's a lot that's crashed. I don't know, makes me wonder why.
That makes sense. Yeah. That
Right?
if if what Jeff is saying, if they are, crashes and they just come and pick them up real quick. I mean, the men in black, come on, you know, like they can send people. I mean, we don't know what the kind of technology they have, but I mean, I definitely think my personal opinion is I definitely think that the government does know what's happening, like in the parks, in the state parks, and the national forests, and I feel like, I mean, they know, and they're not telling anybody, so like it's kind of.
You think maybe because they feel it's safer that way?
It could be. I mean, or I don't. I mean, I don't know. It's just they act kind of shady, but when haven't they? When have they been straightforward?
You're right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, spacecrafts and UFOs.
I know. Oh wow! So that's who they are. The
Could be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know so many information.
I know.
Yeah,
We were like scratching the surface.
I know. Seriously, we did not know.
All this information. But hey, like it's interesting to know and put
Yeah.
it out there
Hmm.
because, we're trying to be woke here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, and that's not even getting into like abduction, like
Yeah,
stories of,
that's
and there's
true.
thousands of
There's a
stories
lot of
of people that
stories.
have, that have had these weird experiences of abduction, or even like having strange items in their bodies, that they remember being implanted.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. Like, how do you explain that? The technology
I
to
know.
do that?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how do you explain?
Yeah.
You know?
So, all right. Well, that's all we have for you guys.
Yeah,
We just
that's-
wanted to talk a little bit about, hopefully, in the next month here, or this month, supposedly the report was going to come out, but we haven't heard from it yet. I've been looking it up to see if they posted anything on the report that was set to be due this month on their UFO risk investigations research. So, wow. And you know what? Like there is so many. I mean, for us as kids, since we were, younger, our families would tell us that they would see so many like lights in the sky in Mexico, and like these experiences, these like strange objects. So I wouldn't doubt it. Like there's definitely sightings that we've heard of in Mexico. And so
I mean, everywhere. You know?
definitely.
They're just.
And
They're
it's
everywhere.
crazy, like in Utah, like we were talking about the Skinwalker Ranch. It's like, it's funny because when we were watching the documentary, they would say, oh, it's like an everyday thing. We always see flying objects in the sky. Like we go out there and, oh, look, there goes a cigar shaped object. Like,
oh, it's a different one today.
yeah, like it's nothing. And so I'm sure it's even more popular or more common in other areas.
Yeah.
Like here, I know that there was a sighting in Malibu where I heard that there was a guy that was out there, and he was out there in Malibu looking at the ocean, and he saw an object that came out of the water, and it was like moving really fast, and then it went back down in the water. It's crazy. That's crazy. I mean,
I wonder why they feel like they want to have it,
the object,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're trying to study it, trying to find something. I don't know. Power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The source.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, so I appreciate everybody that came, that commented and showed up. We have 5 people. I want to say hey.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, the technology. That's what we were thinking. That's what they.
Yeah, that's a good one, right?
What they want the flying objects.
Yeah,
for.
and how they can create something like that, right?
Which, yeah, definitely. I would.
Yeah, like, oh, how do you power this without gas? Things like that.
Hey, if something crazy like that one fell in my neighbor's yard, I would be like, neighbor, that's mine. I'm going back there and taking it. Hey, Robinson. So yeah, that's all we have for you guys today. Just a little UFO talk. If hopefully we hear more. What? Interesting. But yeah, so we appreciate everybody commenting and saying hi.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed our little conversation. It's a little short one. I mean, if you guys want to stick around for a little bit, we can. We can talk for a little bit longer. But yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much all we had.
Yeah, we just wanted
surface level things.
Yeah, I know. You guys are very like, informed on the alien stuff.
All interesting things too.
No drag in air or water. You know, that kind of reminds me of the technologies that Bob Lazar was talking about, the flying saucer. Remember?
Yeah.
How he would say that it would just hover and like it wouldn't make any sound
Yeah.
and it wouldn't make any like there was no heat. Oh,
Interesting.
good. Yeah. Once upon a time, they found me and I have not only seen alien spaceships, UFOs, but I was in one. My NDA expired last week. I'm disclosing everything very soon.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to all that.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. Oh wow.
Sounds cool. We'll be looking out for that story, Magnetic.
Yeah.
I saw a news story tonight insinuating that UFOs could possibly be belonging to the foreign country. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. That they said that the government finds no evidence of extraterrestrial activity, but they're not ruling it out. So I was kind of like telling Eileen here, maybe they're kind of like saying, no, maybe
Yeah.
no, maybe yes, maybe
Kind of
no.
putting it on the scale.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's kind of annoying. But what can we expect? You know, it's they're always gonna deny it. They don't really want to tell us what's going on. So I mean, but a lot of us know what's going on already.
Yeah, I feel like everybody kind of has an idea for the most part. So
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Magnetic.
joining,
Thank
Magnetic.
you for joining.
And we'll be looking forward for your you sharing your information.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome technology.
Yeah, that's pretty
You want to share what
interesting.
he's saying?
That the alien metal can pass through water and water won't touch it. It stays 5 to 7 centimeters away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we just wanted to talk a little bit about the UFOs and what's going on, what we've been hearing. So thank you guys. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully we'll be here next week. Um, and if anybody wants to join our conversation, let us know.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everybody being here today. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right. Oh, cool. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
T. Robinson and Jeff. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. And thank you for commenting. You guys are
Yeah, thank
our first our first audience.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.